Well, aside from the thieving birds, yesterday was good. Planted a whole bunch of potatoes. See if they like those. Uh, Waiting to see if any of the tomato seeds came up, but they probably ate all those too. But I think I got to pick up some more today. Maybe some more stouter ones. I got a bean, squash. I think no, not squash. Pepper plant over there. I only got one, but Karen brought home a big parsley plant yesterday. So I was going to repot that today, but it's shitty out. Anyway, going this morning to get the pump disconnected. And then 2 weeks from now, the oncologist guy, see what's going on. So there's already an appointment set to see him, and then it says chemo, but I didn't mention that yet because I just did 6 of 6. It's supposed to, so I don't know if I'm going to do this. Another 6 more. That was always a possibility, but we'll see. See how shitty they can make me feel. I think I'm going to buy some more flowery plants, starter plants already. I'm trying to brighten things up. They're pretty cheap over at Wally World. The weather's so crappy. An appointment around 9 today to do that. Get that out of the way. Let's see what happens. The cat's asleep right now in case anybody was looking for him. I've told him that he's got to be a big part of the YouTube channel. The next thing I got a phone call from his legal representation. How he dialed the phone, I have no idea. How you get meow, meow, meow. Anyway, he's demanding more money, more treats, more petting. I definitely need to brush him. This cat sheds like unbelievable. So maybe if I can just give him a bowl of cereal and some more treats and some more love, maybe he'll deign to perform for everybody. Oh. Still haven't finished putting everything away from the weekend. I wanted to make up some donation bags today too. Big plans, no energy. Big plans, no energy. Oh, God. Very successful harvest yesterday of one potato of the Mike Palm species. Anyway, I've got that put in the dark when those grow eyes, and I'm going to chop that up, and I'm going to turn one into many, many more. Anyway, so impatient waiting for things to grow, but there are one of my raised planter things out there. It's got something going like crazy in there, and I think it was potatoes I put in there and maybe some other stuff. I never write anything down. I stick it in the ground, and then a little while later go, what was that? The coronation is this Saturday. I shall be watching. It is going to be amazing. Just wonder how long he's going to be king for. He's up there in age. The oldest guy to take over the throne before was William IV. He was 64. Prince Charlie here is 73. I still don't agree with the name he picked. It's not been a good name in the history. There was only one, first one. They cut his head off. Then they invited the second one back, the son. And I think London burned to the ground while he was king. Probably got rid of all the rats. But anyway, his grandfather and great-grandfather were both George, and that wasn't their first names. One was Albert. I can't remember what the fifth was. I know it wasn't George. But they had the choice. One of his names is Philip. He wasn't going to pick that because all the French or the Spanish kings. Then it was Albert was another one of his names. And I think Henry maybe. Trying to remember from the wedding when he said Charles, Albert, George, Fortescue, Beanie Head. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. See, since my grandmother gave me a book on the life of Queen Victoria when I was about 10 or 11 years old, and I read it from front to back. It was published the day she actually died. I've been so interested in these people. Some of them have been so awful to other people. Not very many of them have been kind. But they're screwed up lives, going back and back and back and back. Just some of the messed up stuff they did and their behaviors, and it's just so interesting. It's just so interesting. So I don't blame them for the plight of the Irish. I don't blame them for much of anything. They really haven't had much to do with much anything except make money. I blame the English government always, not the English people. They're lovely people. About half of them are Irish now. Always like nasty government. And a man named Trevelyan, who I read about yesterday, who was a Protestant and believed that the famine, as they call it, I call it the forced starvation, should continue because it came from a blight, which meant it was God's will, so nothing should be done to stop it. Now this prick declared in 1847 that the famine was over because the blight didn't return on the potato. So they immediately shut down those soup kitchens that had been feeding 3 million people. See, it wasn't just about food. You know, they lost food, they lost jobs, they lost everything. They had no money to pay for anything. 2 million people left the country. Anytime I hear people talking about their indigenous roots or how their land was stolen from them, Native Americans, natives of Alaska, any South America, I wonder what if that hadn't happened. Would I have been born there in 1960? Or would 2 million people have left anyway because it's such a small place? I don't know, but there's many, many of us around the world today. We don't beg for anything either. But I just can't believe, I never really heard of this guy before, and all these things that they did. He basically said, Ireland isn't our problem. Well then, why are you using it for a farm and stealing all the food? They were still producing an incredible amount of food. It was just all being shipped to England and elsewhere. You know, that's why I call it forced starvation. A potato crop blight. They were still growing corn, they're still growing wheat, but it was all being sold in this other country. They're just using it as a farm. I don't know why it's past St. Patrick's Day. I just watched that documentary yesterday and was just horrified. I'd never heard of the guy before. They were listing how many people had donated food to try to save the people. There's a famous one, the Choctaw Indians in America, who had heard that people were starving, who were very poor to begin with, gathered and donated $800. Now, I know ever since then, the Irish have had a relationship with them, and we've tried to return the favor, but can you imagine that? A poor Indian tribe in 1846, they managed to collect $800 to try to help people they had never met and never knew. See, folks, that's what you're supposed to do. This man saying that Ireland was an English problem. It didn't matter about politics or anything else. It's human decency. And this man claimed to be a Christian. What a bastard. So I'm trying to renew my efforts and include in any video that anybody who sees this, share it. And those who share it again, and share it again, and share it again, and people try to watch it. But here's the thing. My goal is to have 330,000 people buy one package of socks in 1 year to donate to homeless shelters. And if you do, I'll send you a magnet or a sticker or whatever I have around the house that I order. You can contact me at my email address I'll spell it DUNCANBOWN @gmail.com. Show me proof that you donated to it. I'll send you a sticker. I'll send you a Frank or a Mr. Constable or one particular one that I've got already cooked up that some of my Irish relatives might recognize and like. Now it's the Hall of Distinguished Gentlemen. There should be some new elections coming up because once again I decide who gets in and then I vote everybody in. Everybody's always voted in. There's also the Triple D, the Daughters of the Delicious Dessert, run by Karen, or Katrina Coffee Cake as she's sometimes known. She generally contacts the women's places, the women's shelters, and Dove. Don't forget about Dove. Don't forget about the women's lunch place down in Boston. They provide meals for women every day. There's Father Bill's. They're working on completing the new facility. And the Boston Relief Mission, which is generally the ones that we contribute to heavily. I didn't mention, I had asked Karen last night, we made a contribution to a rescue mission in Morristown, New Jersey while we were on our way down there. I completely dropped the ball on doing one in Delaware, but I might just have something delivered to one of them down there. But yeah, Morristown, New Jersey. We even donated a pair of shoes that I bought by accident. Men's 10.5. So not only the guy that has a pair of socks today might have a new pair of shoes. So 330,000 people, one package of socks, a dozen socks. Can you imagine that? That means 6 people could get 2 pair. And in a day like this, rainy, crappy weather out. Email address again, DUNCANBOWN @gmail.com. I'll even pay the postage for the magnet I send you. If you just show me proof that you donated. They always ask you if you want a receipt. But think about that. My goal is 330,000. 330,000 people. Check out that number. Try to figure out why I picked that number. It's a very significant number. Oh, the girl next door left to go to work. She's a school teacher. She must get there by the skin of her teeth at 7:32 and she works in Charlestown. Jesus Christ. Oh, I always hated being late for work. I mean, I didn't mind taking my time, but I always hated when I got there. And it's 8:01. You're supposed to be at 8 o'clock. The world isn't going to end. Anyway, I don't know. I guess that's it. I just want to get this pump out and then see what happens. 2 weeks, the appointments. I'm so tired all the time. I have no fucking energy. I have no energy. I have no strength. Trying to move these stupid idea of me with these. My sister Frankie said, you should get some raised beds. Yeah, big containers fill them with dirt and they weigh 200 pounds or something. I'm not young anymore. But I ain't dead yet. So this awful about these fucking teeth. I knew my whole life they were front ones they were eventually going to fall out. They were shit teeth. Shit fucking teeth. But now, I don't know. Who knows? Well, I'm going to finish watching Coronation Street right now and possibly drink the rest of my coffee. Hang on, got to show you. As usual, I'm having coffee with Mike's Head. One of these days he's going to go off on me probably, but until then. So good morning to the Bear Soup Brothers. Good morning to their new offshoot family, the Moose Shirt Brothers, Moose Shirt family. That's Keith Anderson. These guys are so fucking hairy. Honest to God, I never had more than 7 chest hairs in my life, and I question even some that might have fallen off my head and just stuck to the sweat. Right now I have none. My father wasn't very hairy. My two brothers look like, they're just so gross. It's so, their hair's like, it's so thick, it goes in two different directions, or three or four or whatever. But no, I'm not, never been hairy at all. Hardly have any hair on my armpits. I have virtually no hair on my legs. I think when puberty hit, I got a bunch of it, and then everything just went away or something. I don't know, but the chest hair thing is funny. I remember a guy on TV, somebody said to him, "You have no chest hair?" He goes, "Yeah, I've evolved." But anyway, I'm going to go now. Got to rest up. Take care. Carry on. Be safe. Yeah, we're supposed to take care of each other. 330,000 sucks. Let me know.